But first, we start off talking like robots.
Like, what do we do? Like,
Here we
does
are on the
not compute.
podcast. Welcome to our podcast.
Right,
It's an AI
right.
podcast now. No, I'm kidding.
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome to the Then When podcast.
Claude and his Claudettes. See, she's going to be in on our voiceover stint. Yeah, so
That's on the other podcast. Come on.
that is, that's a
We're
Patreon
cross-promoting here. Whoops.
Cross promotion.
Speaking
All
of
right.
cross-promoting, welcome to the Then When podcast, everyone. We're your hosts, Mary and
Serina.
Woo!
And today we have the pleasure of our extra special guest, Lisa. Who is joining
welcome,
us.
Lisa. It's so good to have you on.
Lisa is one of the most profoundly creative people I know in my life. Like, if there is,
Wow.
there is not something that exists out there to help make something like a cookie cutter. Let's talk about that for a second. If there is not a cookie cutter that exists to do the thing that Lisa needs it to do, she will create said cookie cutter just to
What?
make this very specific thing. That is one of very many stories I could tell you
Wow.
about Lisa's ingenuity, creative ingenuity. So
She is so
Yeah.
creative. Wait, how do you make cookie cutters now? I need to know.
Oh, you can buy you can buy from the little sheet metal at on Amazon. It's for making cookie cutters, but I have tools, so I'm able to
Wow.
shape it
Yeah.
with
Wow,
pliers and
that's
different kinds of things.
awesome.
I just
nothing
have
will
jeweler's
thwart her.
pliers. I have
Cool.
a what do you call it? I don't know. Words escape me.
It's okay.
Ditto.
That happens a lot on this podcast.
I'm
so it's
also
okay.
in that phase of my life. Don't worry about it.
So obviously Mary and I know Lisa, but we want to give Lisa an opportunity to give us a little bit of a quick run through of what has made Lisa Lisa.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
who
I know.
are you, Lisa?
Who
Tell us
am
all.
I?
What many things are you, Lisa? Because it's not
Okay.
just one thing.
I am a bunch of goblins stuffed in a trench coat.
I love that. Oh my gosh, this is so Lisa.
Yes. Yes.
And trying very hard not for people to not know that I'm a bunch of goblins inside a trench coat.
I think that's everyone on the planet. We're all trying to just
Seriously.
avoid being found out as goblins in a trench coat. So.
I am fascinated by just the whimsy of the world and outside of the world and wanting to just bring more magic into things if I can, and do my best to get through the drudgery of the normal everything, and then try to spend time having fun.
Yeah.
I love that. We talk about all of that all the time. And so you are in perfect company here. Well, we already know that because we all know each other already.
Yeah, we vetted this.
I mean,
but-
I don't know what
Obviously.
else to say about myself. I mean, there's a lot of little things, but
Yeah.
I like art. I like reading. I'm a lit girl. I will listen and read and go crazy for books all the time.
Mhm.
Nice.
But I'm also someone who likes to draw and do different types of creative things like crafting. I like everything. If I can be creative with it, I will find a way to do it.
And
Love
and by
that.
day, what do you masquerade
Oh.
around as?
Oh, I am I work for as a job. What I'm paid to do is I work for a museum. I am a museum
Cool.
assistant is my official title, but I handle the financials. So that's my left brain side of things is not the not creative side, the numbers. I like numbers and making everything fit into little boxes, and I like puzzles, and that's how I see numbers, is they're just puzzles. And so I like doing that, and I run the gift shop, and I handle um a, the membership stuff and all that stuff for the museum. And it's a history museum, so it's also I get to talk to people about history. I'm not a historian at all.
Like
That's
a
awesome.
docent.
I
essentially.
am a random fact lady.
Pedia.
Well, I
we
love
do
that.
call her
is my
that on
nickname, is
occasion. So
Lisapedia. That is coined by my husband.
That's
So
awesome. Oh, cool.
yeah,
Next time I'm down there, I'll have to go to the museum. I'm a
Yes,
huge
you will.
museum nerd.
for
Yeah.
Yay!
sure.
I have a shirt.
Awesome.
I was wearing it yesterday. It says Museum Nerd.
Well,
They
and
have
what
shirts like that?
We
Oh,
sell
so
Museum
you
Nerd
in the
shirts and
museum.
buttons
I
and
mean,
stickers and
link in
everything.
show notes.
yeah. You really know your audience there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, that has been the grand mission since I started working there, was like getting the products in the museum that we need to have.
And
Cool.
honestly, anybody, if you're not familiar with Marietta, Georgia,
Mhm.
there is a very distinct landmark that we are known for in this city. And it is everything that predates like the internet, when you were giving directions to any kind of business or anything before MapQuest, all of that stuff. I know I'm going the way back, guys.
Wow, you said
It's
MapQuest.
Yeah, it's called the Big Chicken. And I am not going to give you
Oh,
the
I know.
background on the Big Chicken because I'm not the resident historian here. But this is
Yeah.
one of many like examples of the work that Lisa gets to do.
I create products for it.
Correct.
So for the,
No
the museum.
way.
So that's the
Cool.
fun thing.
So most of the newer items inside of the museum that have the Big Chicken motif on it, yours truly
Uh-huh.
here has likely been the person who has designed them. So
Done a few, but we
Wow.
also have other artisans that contribute as well,
correct.
like that are local. We love having local art people bring in their stuff and sell it.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh,
Mhm.
no, I went out. Oh,
I
here
was
I
like,
am.
there you go. You're back.
Peekaboo.
Object permanence. Where? It's the Then When podcast. Serina.
Uh-oh, I forgot. No,
Wait, so speaking of creativity, Serina, tell us a little bit about what you've got going on today.
I'm wearing an
While we're recording.
apparatus in case anybody is eagle-eyed enough to know on the video portion. I say YouTube, but who knows what's like
On the
an
YouTubes.
apparatus. I this is my first go with using this thing, so I'm excited about it and equal like also abject terror on what this is going to do. But one of the topic that we're going to kind of tackle today is the topic of attention, right? And also the times that we can carve out these little like little coves that we can go in, put some of our lesser than whens, I say lesser, more approachable than when items, and
Yeah.
try to do them in concert with other things that we're doing. And so one of the things that we had talked about was this Lego set that I've had, and I'm right here behind me. I opened the box and I was like, this is going to get me going. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really like not, I've got to follow through. So for right now, what I'm doing is I have this like neck like holder that holds my phone running a video
Okay.
to do the first step of this Lego set while we're talking. So
Cool.
I'm kind of challenging myself in my brain spaces here to be able to engage. I definitely will be able to do so. And I will let Lisa kind of speak to hers too, and Mary, you as well, is what we do in these scenarios where we're already engaged in something, but we also know that there could be some brain space left to do
Yeah.
something else in parallel. So
Yeah, or even I'd say, how do you optimize your brain space, right? So
Mhm.
some people, I mean, everyone is different, right? That's what's wonderful about us being humans. And so what really works for one person may work differently for another one, right? Like we were talking today, you were like, I'm going to do Legos while we record. I'm like, that sounds awful to me because I would be not talking to you guys at all. I
right.
can bear so like for me, what helps me is like if I really need to be like focused and locked in on something, sometimes it depends. Like sometimes I need peace and quiet, but when I'm writing reports like I do for work and stuff, I
Mhm.
need some kind of music in the background, whether that's like chill hop or something like that.
Mhm.
I love neo soul, just to kind of like have some background music where it's not all seriously, you're going to be crinkling like that the whole time? No, I'm
I'm
kidding.
gonna cut that out post. So
I'm
now
kidding.
like,
I'm
are you
kidding. Do
I was trying not
it.
to. Okay, go for it.
I
Go.
was curious
Go,
if the
go, go.
Legos were going to make noise.
Yeah. No, go for
That's
it. No.
that's the ASMR part, Lisa. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so it works differently. Like, so when you were talking about building Legos, I was like, oof, that sounds really scary to like try to talk to somebody else, while we're doing that. So for me, sometimes when I am chatting with somebody, but I just need a little thing to fidget with, I'll just find something on my desk to fidget with. I got this big, what do you call this?
Yeah.
Geo rock thing.
A
Sometimes I
geode.
have my little jar of stones from Serina that I just take one random out and I just kind of fidget with it in my hand under my desk. If you're watching this online, you'll see me like moving around a little bit. I mean, I'm just like a movement person, But if I'm doing a puzzle, I could totally listen to music, have a light conversation with somebody, maybe,
Right.
stuff like that. What about you, Lisa? What works for you?
So it really depends on the situation and
Mhm.
what the task is. And so like I will
Yeah.
because I have attention issues in regards to like I can't if I'm having to do say like washing dishes.
Mhm.
If I'm just washing the dishes, I either need to be thinking actively about something pretty engaging or
Mhm.
I need to be listening to a book or listening to music or something because otherwise the task becomes really anxious. Like I get anxious about the fact that I'm not um it becomes unpleasant. The second
Mhm.
because I call like, it has my little bottle of attention. I was like, I have to fill it up and have it be at the right exact amount of engaging myself to where everything else just kind of flows. When I
Yeah.
was a kid in school, I always needed to draw or doodle while the teachers were talking so that I could actually hear what they were saying.
Mhm.
And I got in trouble so many times for drawing. Back
Oh.
then, they didn't understand. They would take my sketchbook away, which was like my journal.
Oh,
It was
How
like
dare they?
I know, it
Gotta
made
love
me, like,
90s teaching.
actively I was like, "Good, great. You know what you've just done is you've made it so that I can't hear you anymore." And so I
Right.
would then be now in La La Land, and they'd be like, "What's the answer to this question?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I have no idea what you said for the last 30 minutes because I can't draw."
Right. Yeah,
And
totally.
so that's it just really depends. If it's a really engaging drawing where I'm really needing to focus, then that stops me from being able to hear the person. So it's just I have
Mhm.
to find a balance.
yeah, that happy
Yeah.
medium.
I
Mhm.
There's a
agree.
There was a book called, I
Oh.
think, Doodle While You Work, which I thought was a very cute and
Aw.
clever one because I would always
That's
find that
clever.
I would doodle while I'm on conference calls and stuff like that, but I'd still be engaged, but it is that like fine-tuned,
And
you know exactly what works
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely.
exactly. And so I'm, like, prepared to draw, but right now I'm really engaged because this is
Cool.
my first time and I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm like
Aw.
so my nervous energy is like, "Let's just try to focus for a little bit, and if we get comfortable, we wanna draw, we've got something planned." So
All right,
Well,
cool. Don't worry, we got your back.
yeah.
Yeah, I love cleaning and listening to a book or a podcast or something, and I find myself cleaning so hardcore because I'm like so distracted, So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna literally clean every single surface that's downstairs, and then I'm gonna move on to all of these things.
you know what I do? Well, so sometimes I can't spend that much time cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
and I will get lost in my book, and I will hyper focus on the cleaning that I'm doing, so I actually have a timer that goes off every 10 minutes to just be
Ooh.
like, "Hey, by the way, you need to now be done with this room." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, gotta go on. I have other stuff to
That's
do."
a good tool. I
That
love
is a good
sharing
tool.
tools and tips. So you work well on a timer that kind of like reminds you, pulls you out of that space that you're in. Cool, yeah.
Mhm. All the
Mhm.
I
time.
yeah, timers
I
are
have
good for
time
me too.
blindness.
Especially when you get hyper focused on something, right? And you're just like all
I
of a
know, I just have
sudden
time blindness all the time.
all the time. Yeah, yeah.
I am
Okay.
never aware of the time. I'm
Well, that's
super bad about it.
That's great to know about yourself, though, because it's all about like knowing and understanding yourself and then setting up tools, habits, and routines to support what you know about yourself.
This is
Mhm.
the first
So,
day that I haven't had my timer going off every 10 minutes for the whole day.
wow. And why is that?
Because 'Cause I'm spending time with my bestie, Serena,
We're
and
having a weekend sleepover.
yeah,
Yes.
it is my first time sleeping away from my family. So,
Oh,
I have a
how
10-year-old and a
special.
husband,
Yeah.
and they have needs of me, and so it's just one of those things where, like, I have never had the opportunity to do that without it being a situation where it was an emergency or something like
Yeah,
someone in the
totally.
hospital or something. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, how special. Okay, let's just take a moment and acknowledge and talk about adult sleepovers. I love this idea. I hope all of you out there in podcast land are going to do that with your friends. I mean, local, far away, it doesn't matter. We don't need an excuse to sleep at our friend's house. We just need the time and attention to do so, you know? And I love
Yeah.
that you guys are doing that. I love sleeping at Serena's house. It's like a magical place.
Well,
Yeah, she set me up
likewise.
good.
Yeah.
I usually work Saturdays, so
Okay.
my job requires me to work weekends a lot of the time, and so like I don't typically get a weekend off. This just happened to be one of those things where I had a plan and then that plan fell through for my child, and so then I was like, I might as well keep the days off.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It worked out. It's funny because one of the modes of communication that Lisa and I keep during the weeks, because life gets busy, right? And we try to make sure that you keep in contact with your people. I'm making my
Yeah.
pause here, but is there's this app that lets you essentially record little video messages going back and forth, and so
Fun.
so yeah, we found like it was one good method of communications, and because sometimes we can't just be on the phone all the time, or
Yeah.
we just
Texting
want to
can be
see.
annoying.
Mhm.
So, and it
Sometimes you
just
just
doesn't
want to
quite,
talk.
yeah, it doesn't quite give off that inflection sometimes that you need or want.
Yeah.
And it also kind of helps keep something in a suspended state enough to be like non-urgent, right?
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
um, and it's kind of
you don't
interesting
send an
how,
urgent message that way.
no, no, you don't. Um, but like it's kind of interesting because even my aunt, she's in her 70s now, and like she goes, "I texted you, I didn't want to intrude." I was like, "No, see now," I said to me, I said sometimes texting just becomes almost this passive place to say, "Okay, I'll catch up later." Like I'll bank them up and I'll go and I'll address them at, because you don't want to be just sitting there on your phone the
No.
entire time waiting,
Yeah.
waiting. So I told her, I said,
Totally.
"Look, if it's anything like you're really excited to talk to me, just call me." She goes, "I don't want to intrude. Like we're
Yeah.
in a different space now." I was like, "No, absolutely call me." But and the same thing goes like where when you're at work, this at least allows you an opportunity to go, "I had a thought. I'm going to share it. I want to go ahead and set it up and send it." And
Yeah.
so we were going back and forth. That all of that to say is that we were going back and forth on trying to get the plans together for all of this stuff. And then a lot of life shifts happened in my household that I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh shoot." And then a lot of things started to converge on this weekend that might have adjusted how we were approaching our sleepover party here, but
Mhm.
we basically just kept in contact to go, "Okay, we know this weekend's going to be something." And Lisa was like, "I don't know what I'm going to get up to." And I was like, "No, you're staying at the house." But it was like literally yesterday. I was like, "Of course you're staying at the house."
Aw, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
but that's all to say is that we try to keep up on each other, like with each other, much like, this is it's kind of like the mini micro podcast version of
Yeah.
Yeah.
of keeping contact, but um and it's lovely
Serena
because
and I
sometimes
just choose to air it out in public.
that's right, we're
I mean,
beefing it in
hey,
public.
I'm
Oh
all
my
about it. I
gosh.
think I talked to
Not-
her about doing a podcast like a few years ago, but like never got around to doing anything because I just wanted the chance to video talk with her. Literally, that was the excuse. I was just like, I
Yeah.
just want to have an excuse that requires us to be responsible.
Yeah, I love that. Well, no, you guys are hitting on such an important part, right? How do
Mhm.
we keep up with our friends in this busy world and life we all lead?
Yeah.
And if that works for you guys, these little video
Yeah.
messages that you send one another, that's amazing because it's all about keeping up with each other regardless of the modality, you know? I have some
Right.
friends that I talk to on the phone and I don't text that much. And I love that because it's nice to hear their voice and hello. It reminds me of, back in the day when I used to be on the phone at home and stuff like that and actually speak to people. Sometimes I don't love texting that much because it's just like, bleh, you know?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell, like in some cases, like there when you're also texting with somebody and they're in need of a little bit more attention than just what a text and passive text needs, right?
Yeah,
So
totally.
that's when it's like super important that we pick up the phone. Like there are times where we just get reads on people because even in those passive states of being subscription or subscribed to our friends and family, you also see patterns, right? So as long as you're paying attention, I saw one of my friends was like kind of going from one particular type of subject matter, like always kind of joyful and upbeat, to something that was a little bit more intense and going um like public action. And not that it wasn't important, but it was such a shift of what this person usually posted that I was like, I'm checking in on this person because I
Yeah.
feel like something has definitely um shifted from one side to the other on this. And I feel like that was the case. And sure enough, it was somebody who was like, yeah, I've been really like introverted and I've been hermited and I've been like kind of coming in like, and so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, let's get let's go. Let's get out
Yeah.
of the
Look
house.
at
Let's do
you,
some stuff.
Detective Serena, checking in on her
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so
Professor
sweet.
Serena.
PI.
Yes,
Is there
PI.
Professor Layton?
I want a top hat.
Mhm.
One episode we'll have to wear fun hats. How about that? So
Ooh,
that's my man.
fun
Love
hat.
fun
I
hats.
think I have a fun hat too. I know exactly what I'm going to pull that. But set
Me
anyway.
too. All right, next episode, catch us wearing fun hats, everyone.
It's
And
a fun
then
hat
jump
episode.
on our Discord and share your fun hats with the rest of us so we
Discord.
can all
Yes.
enjoy everyone's fun hats.
Yeah, absolutely. So that app has really helped us kind of keep more
Did we
of a
say what
touch.
it's called?
Oh yeah,
What
I
is
mean, I
it?
guess
It's
we
called
can.
Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Link in
I've
show
heard
notes.
of that app. Marco Polo hit us up for advertising. Thanks so
For
much.
talkies.
Link in the show
So
notes.
yeah.
No, kidding.
And we use it with the free version. You don't have to pay for the paid version.
Yeah.
Not unless you want
Amazing.
to keep your videos.
Unless they sponsor us, then you use the
There you go.
Yes, hit us up for
Yeah, give us your money.
sponsorship, Marco Polo.
Them-
So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you guys. I love that you found, a method to continuing to connect with one another, even as
Yeah.
life gets busy or is
Mhm.
busy.
And that is exactly the point with this one. And so like Lisa has a very busy life. Like I'm every time I'm listening to her, I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted with your task list. To like, I mean, not to say it's just like you rise to the occasion graciously and beautifully every single time. But that doesn't mean it doesn't require you some rejuvenation and recharge.
Yeah.
So this is the first time in how long
What?
that you've had a downtime to recharge?
Oh.
I'm putting her on the spot.
Um,
She's gonna like, I need a calendar, a multi-year calendar.
maybe 2018.
So that's quite a long time, right?
So about
Yeah.
8 years.
But
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
you
guess- I mean, I
recharge along the
technically-
way.
I technically did a recharge last August with my family. I was still actively taking care of my child, but I was getting I got hours of time where I was getting to read and stuff out in a cabin in the mountains, so that was really nice.
That's
But like
nice.
I don't typically get vacations. Like that was the only actual like vacation I've done that wasn't like going to my parents' house to help them with things and be with them or them coming to my
Sure.
home.
Yeah.
I don't get to do that. I take my child camping for scouts and things like that, but that is work the entire time.
Yeah,
Like
no,
there
totally.
like time where it's just for me
Mm-hmm.
is incredibly rare. I don't count grocery shopping as me time.
That, heck
Which is-
no.
which is like
Definitely not.
the times that I am alone, like
Yeah.
the times that I am alone is often things like that.
Mhm.
So can
like,
I challenge you or ask you a follow-up question on that?
Sure.
Because I truly believe that everything is a balance of stuff, right? Where do you find these little moments of recharge that don't require a vacation? Just like in your home or during your day. Is it listening to a book while you're doing something? Is
So-
it being creative?
So I am just somebody who can't not have that sort of stuff. So I've
Mhm.
always done that. So that's how I survive.
Yeah.
Is like I mean it's much better now than it's been in the past. So just as an insight on my family, I have a 10-year-old and I have a husband who is disabled and I am his caregiver. So I work but I also am, taking him to multiple doctor's visits a week,
Mhm.
and assisting him with managing a lot of that. He's going to need a couple surgeries this year.
Right. Oh, the dogs don't like that.
Oh, please. Hey, get gone.
Yeah, so you have a lot going on and a
So, a
lot
lot
of
going
people
on.
who need your attention and your time and things like
Yeah.
that. But you know what?
So
I think also like adding these things to what you need in order to hit that sweet spot in your attention bottle, like you said earlier, I think that is part of recharging. Because, like, imagine if you didn't have those things and then you were just washing the dishes and then ruminating on something or whatever, you know?
So I find pattern making and like having a routine throughout my
Mhm.
day that I do that. That helps me to do things. I have books, I have drawings that I do. I do a drawing every morning with my child,
Aw.
that goes with his lunch. So
Oh, I love
there's,
that.
and then every night, me and my child, we tend to read together because right
Mhm.
now we're reading The Hobbit.
With
Thanks to,
Oh,
voices.
yeah, well,
of
yeah,
course.
Of
of
course.
course. Thanks to Serena and her husband for giving that to Griff, and
Hmm.
my son's name is Griffin. But yeah, so there's little things like that that just
Yeah.
I always have little creative something's going on. You know, I have
Yeah.
videos that I watch, you know, I try
Awesome.
to stay away from social media as much as possible, or I have curated my Instagram to be pretty top notch, but at the same time, I um don't really want to be there.
Yeah, agreed. I love that. I mean, and you highlighted so many beautiful things that you come in contact with during a regular day, and you don't need this monumental, thing to happen in order to contact these things that kind of like recharge who you are and refresh you.
Hmm.
So that's awesome. Thank you for highlighting that. I think that gets lost a lot of times where everybody's like, "Oh, what is it on social media like the trip that got out of the chat or if you what's the like, "Oh, we finally went on the trip, made it out of the group chat
Oh,
or whatever." But it's
Oh.
like that's not the point of life, right? The point like we can't always do that. If you can, hit me up and tell me how you do it. Because I would also love to
no.
do that. But the reality is, we really can't, right? So, what are these real ways to contact these meaningful things that are important to us in our lives that refresh and recharge us? So, thank you so much for sharing that. I love that.
Yeah, I feel too like from my perspective, and sometimes the struggle that I will have is even in the aspect of having my own downtime or my refresh for myself, I
Hmm.
also then feel like if there's someone else who could also benefit from it, that I want to include them in it too, to
Hmm.
share in that. Because then I'm like, there's part of me that almost won't even let me just have me time.
Mhm.
Mm,
So,
that's
and
hard, right?
yeah, it's
Giving
it's
yourself the permission to have that me time.
And that's something that I've started this year, like
just
setting
you time.
aside me time, specifically because I also I'm like exercising actively and doing a lot of things that are for me.
So, can we dive a
Sure,
little bit into
sure.
that one?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what is your most recent then when that you're really diving into right now, Lisa?
So,
So, real quick, the
yes.
Marco Polo situation has been great because I also get little videos of Lisa in action working out, doing and keeping herself accountable to this desire
Yeah, it
and
helps
this
me to
goal and
account. I'm like,
target.
I did it today. I did it.
Mhm.
I did it. I got
Yay.
done.
And there's the part of me that's like, "Oh, I'm feeling inspired to do this stuff." So I've started like to implement like little 3-minute like exercises just that are like enough to be able to like put into or zhuzh into your day and
Yeah,
then kind of come back to. But it's
I love it.
inspirational because Lisa does kind of and I think that's a nature of our relationship too. It's no judgment. You could just come as you are
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing. So we're all
Yeah.
sweaty or gross or no makeup or
absolutely.
sleeping in bed, whatever when
Sweaty
we
hog body all the days.
That's a different podcast, Lisa, okay?
But all
That's
that,
a
yes.
Patreon content. No,
Yeah.
Constant
kidding,
Patreon.
kidding.
See me post workout.
But,
You don't wanna see me
Disgusting.
post-workout. Yeah.
but yeah, I wanted to just give you a quick perspective
Yeah.
from mine so you can actually talk about what your goal or aim is with this.
So, earlier, so I have been wanting to work out for a while. There's a lot of factors and things that have been making it hard for me. But around February, I started just, and I don't know if it's perimenopausal, I don't know what it is, but I just started really feeling a lot of excess energy, which is good. I needed to
Mhm.
focus that. And there was some factors, but my uncle came to town and I got to see him. And he was someone who is in his 70s and he actively plays hockey. And
Mhm.
I was really getting into hockey
Mhm.
because of the Olympics,
Oh, yeah.
because of a recent book I'd been reading, because of
Which recent book have you been reading? It's okay. You can
no,
mention
it's
it.
fine. It's fine. The Game Changer series by Rachel Reed, Heated Rivalry, who has series that was made by Crave and brought over by HBO. But very much into that. But also, I had played hockey briefly for one time. It was not an official hockey game, and it was put on by my church, and it was absolutely insanity. It was so
Mhm.
much fun. It was the most fun I'd ever had playing a team sport.
Aw.
And I really wanted to play hockey, but I lived in Texas. My parents were just like, whatever. And they were supportive, but they were just, you're already doing swim team, you're already doing this. So, you
Mhm.
know. And my uncle was like, you should do it. He's like, you should do it. His daughter had played hockey, and I was like, okay, I'll do it at 47 years old, almost 48. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try this. And so, but I knew that it was gonna be a road to go down. Like, I knew people who were like, I'm just gonna go get skates and go. And I'm like, that's not where I'm at. I need
Mhm.
to get my endurance up. I need to do this. So I gave myself a 2-year plan, to be able
Wow.
to play hockey. And so, I'm only wanting to do amateur, very basic stuff, but I
Yeah.
know where I'm at.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
so I started working out March 13th, and I have been doing it um, 3 times or more a week, exercising, training, doing a lot of different things, just building strength. And I am loving it. It is making me so happy. It is time for
Oh,
me. It
yeah.
is makes me feel better. Just a whole bunch of things are just changing. And so it's just been really good. So,
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. See, that's a way to fill your cup too without needing a huge extravagant thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Yeah.
great. What is your favorite way to work out or your favorite thing to do while you're working out? Or something you're
Oh,
really proud of how strong you are or surprised?
Mhm.
well, so I have never been able to do a mile under 15 minutes, and so I was able to get down to 13 minutes, and so that's a big
Awesome.
deal to me.
Hey, good
And
job.
I can't do it every time, and
Sure.
that's okay. And I
Yeah.
am learning that, endurance and strength and all that stuff will come in
Mhm.
time, and that I can't just expect myself, which this is a problem with my brain, is that I expect myself to just be able to do things immediately.
Mhm.
I am impatient. I am not a long-term planner person. So this is
Yeah.
very hard for me, but also
Mhm.
scary. Like
Mm. In
I
what
and I
way?
d- um I feel like I'm gonna quit. Not because I want to, but I feel
Mhm.
like I'm going to not be able oh God, I'm getting emotional.
It's okay. It's
Oh,
all right.
we're humans. Humans have
Yeah.
emotions.
This
It'd be
Anyway,
weird if we didn't. Then
That's a
we'd be
big
AI
feeling.
robots.
I mean,
so
You
that
got
like
it.
allowing myself to actually go to the rink and try on skates and things like that for
Mhm.
myself
Yeah.
and being okay with it and just trying to say, hey, this is fine. You're going
Yeah.
to be okay and you're going to get to do this and you are going to be okay. And yes, you are going to probably be Bambi on the ice and it's going to be okay. And I know
Yeah.
you want to be this person that is like in the PWHL and just a badass. And you know what? You may not be that exact badass someday, but you're going to get to play and you're going to get to do it. You
Yeah.
just have to just keep on.
showing up is that
I
badass.
Damn it,
know.
Serena. I was just about to say that. You're in my
Sorry,
brain all the time.
Mary.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I know, and that's the
Yes.
thing. It's
You
like, 'cause
are a
I'm
badass.
doing it.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
doing the
Mhm.
things, and it's okay. But
Yeah.
like, there's so many things that I have I wanted to do, and then found it to be too hard, and so then I gave up.
Mhm.
Like playing
Totally.
the guitar, I wanted to learn to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I
Never
also
did it.
gave up on the piano. I mean, I'm not gonna say gave up, okay? But I'm gonna say I put it on hold for now because it doesn't fit into my lifestyle because it requires tons of practice, which I definitely don't have time for, right? And I tried
This
and I
is gonna
didn't
take tons of
practice and
practice, and I'm like, so
yeah.
I
No,
want to
but
do
you know
it.
what though?
I've
Wait,
got
can
to
I
figure it out.
And I think the reason why you're going to be successful at this is because you've broken it down to different steps. And
To
that's what it's all about.
consumable.
Yes, that is. And everyone out there, listen carefully. I'm going to tell you all this right now. When you're working toward your goal, the thing that is going to help you be the most successful is breaking it down into meaningful, manageable steps. And I'll say this, Lisa, it is so important also to look back and to see how many steps you've come to this point. Because what we do is we have this idea in our head and we're like, all right, I'm working toward this. I'm working toward this. And we forget about all of the steps that it took for us to get just to where we are now, because we're always, always raising the bar on ourselves, right? And that doesn't feel great. And so I always try to encourage people to like, what are your little wins that you've done along the way to get you to this moment that you're at right now? And that's kind of ties in a little bit to what we were talking about last episode, was about like, being kind to your past self, right? Because all of that gets to where you are now. Right. So I love what you're doing, Lisa. I love that you're breaking things into these manageable steps, because if you were just like, oh, I'm going to play hockey in 2 weeks because that's what I've always wanted to do, I think your experience would be a lot different, because maybe you wouldn't be to that point just yet. Right. So you've acknowledged, hey, these are the things I need to get myself from where I am now to where I want to be. And that is the key to success. So good on you. I'm so excited about that for you.
For sure.
I think the thing that I'm most scared about is that sometimes when I talk about something, about doing it, that gives me the dopamine to be like, hey, and then the doing it. Like, I want the follow through. I want it so bad. And so I don't want myself to be like, this was good enough. I'm like, no, it's not. I want the goal.
Yeah. So what is how do you hold yourself accountable in those spaces?
If I'm feeling like, well, I don't know. I don't know. Right now, everything is good. It's just a fear that I have out there in my brain that's like, you're going to give up on this. And I don't want that. So
Totally.
I have to tell myself that, look, we're going to work on this part of it today. And then we're going to do this. Or I try to like put on some really amped up music to try to just give myself that mental focus and try to visualize myself doing the things.
That's awesome.
Or I look up a video on like a specific exercise and I do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's lots of little things, but I am someone who needs those like accomplishment tasks, like you were saying.
You need the achievement.
I need the
way.
achievements along the way. I need the gamifying of it, because I need to just know that I am making progress. And like, stepping on this, though I don't care about weight so much, stepping on the scale is one of those things that can kind of let me know that something's happening. And like and I take photographs of myself and the way that my body's changing, because it's hard to see it. So I do one every 13th. So I can see the like 1 month change.
Right. I love
how
that.
I've changed. So, I mean, also I feel better.
Yes, totally. Right. And that may be motivating enough. And also, I think your Marco Polo videos to Serina are
that helps
holding
me
you accountable.
I'm like, look, I did it again. I did it today. And I'm feeling good. Or this.
I love seeing your little headband. Oh, when I see the headband and the like little thumbnail, I'm like, she's at it again. I'm like, go get it, girl.
And there are days that I check in with her and I'm like, I couldn't do this today. And
not
today. But not today, Satan. No, I was like, I just could walk. I could walk, or I could only do stretches today. This is all I could do.
And that's valuable too, though.
Or
don't
today,
discount
I was
that.
so sore that I did a rest day.
Like, she doesn't know that while she's doing that, I'm on like couch rot, just scrolling through things going, good on you. Good on you.
Oh, no,
my mom says it's been motivating for her too. She wants to go to the gym more.
You just brought me to my next point, Lisa. I love that. even our actions when other people see us working towards our goals and doing these things, it definitely trickles down to the people that we love, that see us doing these things. So like Serena already shared, you inspire her to do these, to like incorporate some movement into her day. You just said your mom. I bet even your little guy there is inspired by you too, seeing you do this. I mean, modeling is such an important way of learning and connecting with others because you're showing people that these things are possible. And so they believe it, right? And so that is all incredibly, incredibly powerful. Good on you. I love
Yeah.
that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's that inspirational part of people seeing themselves in each other. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is really, truly important. That mirroring aspect, the 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 basic positivity of trying to influence through action. There's
Mm-hmm.
some I love it when somebody goes, you just got to do this. And anytime I hear and I catch myself doing it too, to be quite
Mm-hmm.
honest, and I go, it's not just because you don't know. Someone can look physically totally fit and ready and right as rain to be able to go run a 5K, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But sometimes it's in the mind. Sometimes they're not in the heart space, head space to be able to do it. They're
Mm-hmm.
carrying a weight that is larger than what you will see from anything physical or outside. When we can stop and drop into that place of compassion, and not to say, oh, you put yourself in someone else's shoes, there's an element of that, but it's also going, how would I process something that's also difficult for me? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be the same thing. Like if Lisa says, hey, picking up this particular box is going to be difficult for me. And I go, oh, it's no sweat for me. And I go pick it up. Well, what I don't know is that Lisa's going, well, I literally just broke my arm yesterday. So that's why I can't. And I'm not wishing that on you, by the way. So let's not
Oh my
like,
gosh.
but
Find
it's like,
some wood. Let's not cut some wood here,
I
people.
always do that in my head. I'm like,
I have
so
paper.
so that, when we start
Paper.
to think that, like, we don't have to overexhaust ourselves with all the scenarios that somebody could or could not be doing something, but
Sure.
it's even just that curious, not judgmental,
Mm-hmm.
just sit with that idea that there could be a lot of little invisible things pushing towards why someone's struggling with something.
Yeah.
So when you can be a positive influence, like Lisa, you are a constant positive influence to me, like
Mm.
literally that, and not just to me, and this is where I also am going to sit here from amplifying the two of you as a parent, as a mother, you both, and I know that's not the only thing you both are, but I am very honored and graced with these beautiful examples of what a compassionate, caring, and just a strong presence of guidance and championing for your children that you both are. And
Oh, thank you.
it's incredible to see in action. It's incredible to see how Lisa really encourages this unbridled w- feral, and I say this in the best possible way,
Absolute
but like
chaos.
literally creative creature that you allow to be just 100% everything that he's intended to be, and you're not talking him out of it. You
No, embrace
encourage
it.
these like really big and beautiful bold things for him, and like Mary, you do the same thing. And even the time that you both sit and you take and you drop, I find it very important. And if there's parents out there also trying to figure out this, and I'm not a parent, and I have like a parent's heart, but
Beg to differ. No,
but
I
Yeah.
I see
adults don't
that in
count.
you too.
But
No, Serena, I see
Mhm.
all of those things in you too. And the
I mean,
way
my
that
child is the way
you
he is because you embrace it.
oh,
Yeah.
so
yeah, but the way that you also care and nurture and you have so
Yeah.
much compassion for the people that you
Yes.
kind of parent in your life, right? I mean, I
I'm
see that in you too, and it's very powerful and inspirational to me as well.
well, I think because I borrow, I get to have that unlended and on loan. I think that's what we do with each other. I
but
think
Mhm.
not,
beyond.
and well, and not just the parent. parental side of this. This is where
Sure.
we're also saying, like, when you're having this positive influence on people, you don't know that in some ways you're lending that strength, you're lending that capability, you're lending that value over to them, whether or not you feel like you have to stop and sit with them or not. You
Yeah.
are providing that to someone who is inspired by you every single day, every
Yeah.
single day. So you might think it's a very small step. And it's a small step because you know the hard work that you're putting in for it. And that's how much effort you know it takes for you to get motivated. And that's tough. Like that is well, sometimes I just go, you don't understand how badly it or how much work or effort it took for me just to get to start. You
Yeah.
know, so when I get into an obstacle or a challenge or a road, a speed bump in my road, depending on my mental state, I could
Mhm.
just go, forget it. This is
Mhm.
done. I don't,
Oh,
I'm not
totally.
worth it. This isn't worth it.
Yeah.
All of that, I was like, all of those like naysaying aspects of our self and things like that are like, oh, just give up. Just give up.
It's called response effort if we're being nerdy about it.
I
But
love
yeah,
it. Please. Yes.
no, yeah, really. And
Hmm.
to the point, you never really know what someone is going through. So it could look like they have it all together, but you never know the underlying why behind what they're doing. Right. Sometimes my neighbors will comment like, "Oh, I see that you're out running, and it looks so great." And I'll tell you right now, sometimes I run out of absolute necessity because I am operating at negative everything.
Hmm.
And so sometimes for me, running is fun and I'm challenging myself and exercising outside in a fun way. And sometimes running is a coping mechanism for me. And so just because you see me running doesn't mean that I'm focused on my health. I mean, I am focusing on my mental health on some of those runs, right? But
Hmm.
we can't really judge people by what we see them do. Did you finish
Yeah.
a flower?
She
Let me
did a
say.
whole bunch. She did
Guys.
My goodness, it looks
So
so beautiful. All right,
yeah.
I would like to challenge all of our listeners out there right now to reach out to somebody that inspires you, whether in their words or their actions, even if they inspire you a little bit or a lot. I think it would be so wonderful if we take this little bit of joy and share it with those people that are our inspirations in different moments in time and continue to spread that joy throughout the world because that's what we need right now and
Right.
always.
And it's
It's
what you're
joy.
basically sharing that attention. You're witnessing them, you're making them visible, you're making them seen, and they're making you seen in return.
Yes. I love
Even
that. And let's get comfortable with people giving us compliments, and saying thank you. It still is very hard for me to take a compliment. Serena helps me work on this all the time when she compliments me. No, kidding. But like it's so nice to say thank you because that person is witnessing you, right?
Mhm.
And we don't have to excuse why we did that or why we're like that, which is something I used to do a lot. And it's just nice to say thank you, and that's
Mhm.
it. So
Mhm.
if you're listening out there, spread your inspirational joy to somebody that you love. And I hope that that person can say thank you and receive it. And let's put our joy out there and really develop these human connections that we have together.
Unapologetically
Mhm.
and openly.
Unapologetically.
Yes. So
Absolutely. So,
that's the hardest
Lisa,
part.
thank you so much for joining us today. It was a
You're
pleasure chatting with
welcome.
you. And I
Thanks for
love,
having me.
like, you have inspired me by your 2-year goal. I was like, 2 years. That's a long-term goal. But you know what? Let's do it, people.
And we'll check back in, So
Yeah.
See how
Lisa's
it goes.
always down for the ride.
I like a check-in. Keeps me accountable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
I like
Accountability is
accountability.
key.
Need it. Need it. Need it. Need it.
Yeah, we'll have to get out there
Yes.
with it.
Make
Must
those
like, here's
external
Lisa. Here's the video of Lisa getting on the
Yeah, I am planning to
the
do
ice.
that because I need to see progress. So I'm
Mhm.
planning to
Yeah.
record myself. I might not post anything about it,
No
but
worries.
Yeah, we wouldn't
it'd be
force it.
something that if I can see progress, then maybe then I will. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
that's
myself,
awesome.
I
Listen,
need to see it.
jump on our Discord, people. Post your sweaty workout pics. We're here for it all.
Yeah,
Thanks
let's
so
boost
much
each other.
Yes, thanks for joining us today, guys. It was awesome to have you along this fun and crazy ride with us.
Yeah. Lisa,
Serina?
thank you again. And we definitely want to have you back and see how your progress is going. So,
Yes.
and hopefully there's that inspirational other person out there who wants to get on the ice with you. So
Yay,
we'll
that would be
see.
fun.
Yes.
All
All
right,
right.
guys. Well, until when?
Until when? Peace.
So that's it for today's episode of Then When. Honestly, we could talk about this stuff forever, but we know you've probably got things to do, or at least a very long list of things you're thinking about doing.
It's been a blast, but before we head out, we want to hear from you. We're looking for your then and your when.
Exactly. If you've got a recent win you're proud of, that's your then. Or if there's a back burner dream item you've been putting off, that's your when.
Whether it's a total triumph or help, I'm procrastinating, we want to share your stories on the show.
Seriously, come say hi. You can DM us at thenwhenpod or shoot us an email. We can't wait to hear what you're working on.
Until next time, take care of yourself. We'll catch you on the flip.